All right, time to watch Lost. Let's go, man. There's still commercials on Hulu. Cue my theme music. Yeah, I'm cheap. I don't want to pay the extra money for no commercials because I'm only watching one show right now. On Hulu, that is. I'm not doing, this reaction or secretly that I can release afterwards. No, I'm playing video games. I'm coming up with music. Touching grass, as far as you know. Are the kids still saying touching grass? I'm doing all of those things. But I'm really sucked into Lost. Yeah. Locke just treated Boone as though he was some kind of a side quest item that he needed to drop off on his way back to his main quest line of the hatch. But that's where Locke is. Can't fault him for it. Jack's got a few issues of his own, you know what I mean? That he's got to work out. So glad we could clear that up, right? Yeah, it was wrong. I'm not saying Locke is a hero, but I appreciate his character. I appreciate the drive that he has. I like where the show is taking him. That could change. I get let down a lot, by these kind of situations. But we'll see. You guys love the show. I'm here for it. Let's do this. That's kind of my face most mornings when I'm peeing.
Is there anything I can do for you? Son said he wouldn't let Jack take his leg. He didn't want him using up the antibiotics. She said he knew what was happening to him. That he was brave.
Okay, so we're gonna do a Saeed episode. Do you think maybe there's just a small part of him that's kind of like, all right, well, problem solved? Isn't it just kind of human nature to think all of the thoughts? We just don't admit to the ones that we don't, want people to know we thought, but we all think it, right? Kind of where we define our morality and our civility in society. Right? You would never admit it to another human being, but you're like, all right, well, I don't have to worry about him killing me in my sleep because I'm banging a girl he's in love with. All right, cool. You know what I mean? Especially in a survival scenario, right? Where women are hard to come by. So, boy, my Texan really came out. On with the show!
We're here because you're going to do us a favor.
A favor? I am not a terrorist.
We didn't snatch you up because you were a terrorist, Saeed. We snatched you up because you know one.
Uh-oh.
Sam Tazia, your roommate at Cairo University. You'll be saving lives.
I repeat, why should I care?
Because we know where she is.
I thought she was going to be the terrorist that they were talking about.
You want to know where she is? Then we're going to Sydney.
I'm trying to put this on a timeline for Saeed. Because I thought, like, if he was there in the Gulf War, early 90s. This is like 2004. I don't know where this fits in. Or when it is. But maybe it's like maybe he lived in Sydney after that. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. We'll see. I'll shut up.
Boone did not fall off any cliff. His leg was crushed. And I based my medical treatment on his lie.
I'm sorry. Again, you don't have a clean room. You don't have surgical supplies. You don't have the right kind of medication or the proper qualified people to help you. Boone was gonna die no matter what. And you can debate that all you want. And I say this now being what some of you are lovingly referring to me as a lostie, okay? Here's why I say it. If the island wanted Boone to live, Boone would have lived. Wanted Locke to walk, wanted Jack to see his daddy, wanted Boone to die. Did he fall off a cliff? Yes. Yes, he did. In the very technical sense, he fell off a cliff. Just happened to have an airplane wrapped around him when he did it. Why does Shannon just still have resting bitch face?
You want to say something?
He banged me once. Wasn't that good?
I didn't know Boone very well. And for that, I'm sorry. On our 6th day here, a woman named Joanna died. She drowned. And Boone was the first one into the water.
It was my fault. We found a plane, a Beechcraft, in the jungle. It was lodged in the canopy, so I would have gone up, but my leg was hurt, so there was a radio inside, and he thought he could. Happened because he was trying to help us. He was a hero.
Where the hell were you, you son of a bitch? What did you do to her? What did you do?
How dare you put your hands on the master? No, but it's a cult. And I'd happily sign up. I want to know what's in the hatch.
Get some water!
Breathe. He's okay. Breathe.
Yeah, Jack has lost some blood.
Locke told Boone not to tell.
Not to tell about what?
Something about a hatch. Locke's hiding something.
Perhaps we can go.
Perhaps it's not happenstance that you and Essam met at the mosque. Perhaps
Divine intervention?
it is fate.
Same thing. Sort of. Is it? Discuss.
Look, it's okay. I can take care of Turnip Head for a while.
Turnip Head?
It's just what I'm calling him. Do you give him a name? Because his head looks like a turnip.
I feel like Charlie missed an opportunity right there. Like, Turnip Head is a great name for a band.
Just be really careful, okay? Make sure if he gets hot that you take his blanket off. His neck, okay? Got his neck?
Pew! I'll cut that out. I'll cut that out. Edit that out.
I know what it feels like when you lose family. I hope you can forgive me.
Shannon shed an actual tear. She had to squeeze real hard for that.
John Locke killed my brother. Will you do something about that?
Do we really need a rival clan headed by Shannon? No. Nobody wants to see that. I can't imagine that's what's gonna happen. You guys love this show way too much. I feel like that would ruin it. And it's a good thing for me too. Like I love reaction videos. And I feel like everyone that starts a reaction channel, like they probably do too. And even if you haven't seen a show like Game of Thrones, there's really no way to avoid spoilers. Even in just the thumbnails, man. How many of you have seen thumbnails of Joffrey's little choking to death face with the blood running out and he's like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way to avoid those things. So I'm thankful that there's not a lot of Lost reactors out there. In fact, I only saw Lost reactors since I've been doing Lost reactions, and I know that's algorithm based, but you know, it's still cool.
You need to lie down.
No, I don't.
I strongly advise it.
Advise? What's going on now?
Lie down, okay?
Are there roofies on the island?
Some sleeping pills.
Oh my god.
Put them in your juice.
Can we just take a second? Can we just take a second to talk about how easy it is for these people to just assault and alter the brain chemistry of one another and just... I mean, yeah, we're away from civilization, but it's a slippery slope, is it not? To where you're beating the shit out of each other and drugging each other and giving each other hallucinations and people are getting killed and there's guns everywhere and polar bears and oh my god, my eye. Anyway, it's a slippery slope, I guess is where I was going with that. Before you're cannibals and doing, other bad, horrible things.
How did you get that?
War wound.
Looks more like a surgical scar.
Like I said, war wound.
The plane's radio. Some of its parts might work in the transmitter I'm building for the Ra. If you'd be willing to take me.
Of course.
All I know is there's going to be an operation. And there is going to be a martyr. You. Hada told me this morning. I don't think I can do it.
He's in over his head. He doesn't even know why he's doing it.
That's why you're going to convince him to go through with it.
No. No, I will not. What are you going to do? Arrest me?
No. We'll arrest her. You're going to go and talk your good friend Assam into blowing himself up.
Okay.
So good! So good!
Stop assaulting the baby.
Heroin.
That's good shit.
Cargo holds full of it.
Wait. How the hell does Saeed know what heroin is? What? Heroin. Oh, so is Saeed gonna be recruited into the DEA in the next episode?
Why don't you trust me, Saeed?
For one thing, you've been carrying a gun you've told no one about.
Now you're armed and I'm not. Does that earn me any trust?
You gave this to me because I caught you concealing it. That earns you adaptability.
Okay, I'll tell you something you don't know.
Please do.
You, Kate, and Sawyer went out into the jungle to triangulate a signal.
Yes.
You were hit from behind, knocked unconscious. When you woke up, the transceiver, your equipment was destroyed. That was me.
I feel like Saeed is actually the kind of person who's going to respect this. Somehow it's going to actually be a good thing that he admitted to it once he explains why the hell he did it. Still don't think Saeed's going to try to hurt Locke. I just don't see it.
This is one time you better not be telling the truth.
I did what was in everyone's best interest.
You ruined my chance to find the
The
source.
source of a distress call that kept saying they're dead. It killed them all over and over. Is that a place you really want to lead people to?
What is the hatch?
2 hatches on a plane, Saeed. Could be forward, or aft.
Do we just accept their debts? Because if we do, it means ultimately we care nothing about them. I lost someone too, Sam.
Oh.
I will never be whole again.
It was fate that brought us back together. Saeed,
Will you blow yourself up with me?
will you do this with me?
I will.
We're gonna blow ourselves up so good. They should have never gave humans fire.
But I don't believe he meant to harm Boone.
So that's it?
I know how strong the need can be to find someone to blame.
You don't get it, do you?
There, that should do it. Right? Good? Good.
Hey!
Son, I need some help with this baby.
No.
Okay.
Gotta play nursemaid, at least do the damn job.
The baby likes Sawyer.
What?
I'm gonna follow you, man. Read me a book.
Locke took the key. Jack?
It wasn't Locke.
My first thought is, how does Shannon know how to operate that weapon?
If you run into any problems, use this. You are heroes.
Now, Matt Parkman was a hero. Okay?
We'll be okay.
I'm working with the CIA.
You said we were going to do this together. You said you lost someone.
Her name is Nadia. We were separated years ago.
You used me to find a woman? Well, Saeed, I hope she makes you whole again.
Oh. Can't show that.
Shannon, you don't want to do this.
Yes, I do!
If you do it, you can never take it back.
What did you do to him?
I told you it was an accident.
No!
Oh, it just grazed him? These people have all lost their friggin' minds.
The 32-valve V8 engine purrs as the transmission clicks down a gear and the vehicle unleashes all 400 horses and 350 pound-feet of rear-wheel torque.
Screw that. You're on your own. Is it wrong that this is the first time I've ever felt empathy for Sawyer? It wasn't really the, you know, guy killing his dad, killing his mom, and then killing himself, you know, right above him in his bed. I can't empathize with that because I don't have any frame of reference. But having to deal with the baby, that's where I can feel for the guy. Like, that ain't even my damn baby. Why me? You know? That's the first time I've actually felt bad for Sawyer. Mark that down. You're keeping count. If you got a Vox bingo card, there you go.
Perhaps I made a mistake.
Couldn't let her kill Locke. You had no choice.
There's always a choice.
Plane ticket, walking around money. You're on an Oceanic flight to LA. It leaves in 2 hours.
Wow, so what?
You can't claim him when you're on a plane in 2 hours, mate.
Then change my flight to tomorrow.
Why do I have it in my brain that Saeed was Republican Guard in the first Gulf War in the 90s? Was it after that, after 9/11, that one? I'm confused. I thought that was further back in time. They made him look a lot younger. I'm not going to research it. I'll just chalk it up to, you know, I was wrong. Mark that one down too, I guess.
Now, you're going to take me to the hatch.
Hatch, I already showed you.
John. No more lies.
Uh-oh. No way, man. That's where you end it? No freaking way. Okay. I'm trying to put together the Saeed contrast here. and because like my mission now is to view every episode through the lens of what I perceive the show to be doing. And I feel like Saeed is not so much having an internal struggle. I mean, even he would know. I would say even, but he knows that even though his friend killed himself, that stopping the bomb was for the greater good. It's just, you know, probably could have gone down differently. He probably could have fixed it, you know, another way. Hey, I've got better experience with that gun, you know. Let me hold the gun. You know what I mean? He was the soldier. So why not give the soldier the firearm? And why not give him why did only one of them get a gun in the first place? You can afford 300 pounds of TNT, but not 2 pistols? You know what I mean? But, you know, that probably did some psychological damage, but at the same time, you saved a lot of lives. So by saving Locke, you know, knowing that there's obviously something about this guy he's very capable, he sees things differently than everyone else on the island. Saeed sees this, right? We're being clued into the fact that he can see through Locke's attempt at bullshitting people. But he said it. He said, you know, I think you're the best chance for us to survive. So he's looking out for the greater good, but he's also trying to make sure that nobody dies in the process. I mean, you know, he couldn't have done anything about Boone, but that's neither here nor there. I really liked the episode. I kind of thought for a minute that Locke was dead. It looked like she shot him in the chest when that happened. I don't know. She just grazed him. I guess, you know, again, the island decides. You don't get to decide. The island picks who dies. I think that they've established that in my brain. It's already like I'm 99% convinced that nothing happens in this place with regards to life and death, you know, on accident or by choice. I mean, sure, if you really, really wanted to kill somebody, I don't suppose the island could stop you. Or maybe it could. Maybe the island could, like, strike you with lightning. Why would it not just jam the weapon? You know, why give... Like, see, that's the thing. I think maybe the island's like, look, there's always got to be a lesson involved. So it's teaching Locke something, too, by giving him that little... Like, hey, man, don't get too ahead of yourself here. I'm running the show. I really want to see what's in the hatch. And I'm going to watch another episode now because I want to do this. I think doing 4 at once is a bad move. Because I think I get on brain overload by like the middle of the 4th episode. Like midway point through level 20, I was still, or level 20, through the midway point through episode 20, I was just kind of like, I was still involved, but I was just kind of like, remember you're on camera. Oh yeah. You know, because you have to like look awake, you know, can't pick your nose, can't scratch your ass, can't do all the things you normally do when you're by yourself and just watching TV. So midway through that 4th episode was kind of hard to just not revert back into my normal ape-like functions. So I'm going to keep it to 2 a week just so that I can stay fresh, especially from an editing perspective. So I'm going to watch these 2 and then I'm going to edit them tomorrow or something to that effect. And it'll still all be really fresh. And I think that'll be... I'm still trying to refine this thing, you know? Still trying to perfect it. Which you never can do, but you can always keep trying. Kind of like figuring out how to open up a hatch. Sometimes when a trebuchet doesn't work. You have a hallucination of a plane, and you just travel for miles and miles and miles, only to get your buddy killed in the plane when you finally find it. And all that was really in there was some heroin. So you go back to the hatch thing, and sometimes it just lights up, and then you don't get to hear anything about it for like, a few weeks. See you next time.